G'day guys, my name is Sam from TradetoProspa, my website for educational online, and we're going to review Bitcoin and try to make sense of it. If you haven't seen my last previous video, which is a macro, that's not going to help you at this point to find a trade. So what we're doing is we're going to look for a trade in this particular range, and to understand the story, we need to go through a few things. That looked like a rising wedge of some sort, give or take. And I believe it's either a rising channel or a rising wedge, and the breakdown's taken place. If there's a good opportunity, we will look for this setup from let me just do a reversal. We're going to look for the zero point 0.5 or the 0.618, which is a usual deal when it comes to this kind of stuff. You can see the volume profile of point of control is there, right on the 618, and then we have and we can probably bring it down to the zero point 0.5 Fibonacci. However, we also see previous levels of support and resistance. So let's break this down bit by bit and see what we can see if we can get a trade out of this. The assumption of is a rising channel, 100%. And if we were to play this out, let's see if this works out. Even if the center, I want to see if the center works as well. It's black at the moment. We need to make it white or red. Just a sec. It's interesting how things default to whatever they do. Yeah, it does make sense, doesn't it? If I was to do that, the center does look like a center, and so I can have a bias with the channel itself. That's the best fitted line, and you can see how that use that as well. So it's a rising channel, but also a rising wedge, and that was a good entry for failed swing trade. There's a lesson here. It's just to go over it quickly. Where is it there? This setup played out. So if we were to map it out, beautiful. So there was a trade there. It's the hardest trade there, but we can look at that story later on. But what looks like this range at the moment, there is a story there. So what I've done is I look at the macro, Fibonacci, swing high to swing low. So my fib's on the top, bottom, and if you look at this Fibonacci there, it's right bang in the middle. Is that holding it up? Not really. But we add another fib, and then we'll see what's holding it back. And then we do this. We do a swing from top to bottom. Why is it still here? I don't want that. Okay. And so from there, top, swing low, swing high, and you can see the confluence. The 1.414 was the bottom held. And what we can see is the one fib there, right there. That was, we were playing around with that. We were playing with this fib as support, resistance, and so on. So as you get closer and look closer, we have our levels pretty defined. Okay, and this you can see all along there. That was a major resistance. If it was to come to that level, I'll be sure to short it there. And because we're going with the philosophy that this is a breakdown of a rising wedge or channel. So the targets for this is that was one based on the line. That's the next target. So if this was to break up, I see it coming back down here. We could potentially also do this, and you can see that it could probably go up there as well. It just really depends how it does it. But there's too many levels, and the first level of resistance is this pretty much here. That level was support, and so that's an immediate level of resistance when we go up. Now the question is, can we have another swing failure setup? And that's what I'm looking for. So we could potentially keep going, and if it just breaks, you get that type of, if it breaks below, say if it breaks above it, hits the 618, gets a rejection, then this level is going to be a short deal, another swing trade. Here is a good level to short either way. and then I do expect a bounce from there. So this is a scenario that I'm looking at. So that's one scenario that I'm looking for a trade. And the other scenario is pretty much it just comes there and then just drops. There is that likely chance that it bounces and then goes like that as well. So a bit of a sweep there. That is a nice move usually, but it needs to drop quick. Very similar to, let's have a look here. Similar to this, where it goes sideways, breaks up, and then swings down, finds support, and then back up. So we're looking for that. A swing low, go enter there, go long, and then short there if it moves quick. And when we want to see the wick, we want to see a nice wick in there where it regains a certain level. So if it wicks and then the candle closes above that, beautiful, a reversal. There is that slight chance that if we don't do that, it could just come back down like that as well. So there's a lot of scenarios in there, but there's a lot of opportunities as well. So that I think that's how we're going to get to the next target there. Then it could be also a bit of um, a stay in this range for a while as well as we accumulate and then go back up. And this fits into our Wyckoff structure as well. So if we were to have the Wyckoff structure there, you can see that that could be the spring. So if we were to assume, guys, this is what it is. If we assume that took place, very possible. So that's our ST phase in the B phase, or if the Wyckoff structure, we could potentially have a swing trade or a spring from here or further down. So we're not done yet, and then we'll look at the 618 ratio or the 0.5, and then we'll probably find the resistance somewhere around here and then back down again. And that's pretty much it, guys. I'm looking at this big bearish structure. It had its attempt, failed. Some people think we did this and we came back down. Either way, we are bearish, and I have a short in at the moment. I'm not sure. I did it late in the picture, somewhere around here, and I'm just wondering, should I add to it? Anyway, leave it at that. Hopefully, this gives you some ideas on how to take these trades, some strategy there, and please give me a like and share. I'll talk to you soon. Cheers.